Hello everybody, welcome to Springvale Dairy. My name is Williamson. I'm a third generation farmer on this farm. We are now milking in the region of 15 to 1600 cows. We've been able to expand our herd considerably over the years due to improved irrigation mainly and the amount of feed we can grow on the farm. We built a rotary a year and a half ago, which has made a huge difference to our time of milking and cow management. We've also installed an FEChem system, which has really helped us, I think, attention to detail and per animal, where before everything was sort of treated as a mob, where now we can pay it a detail to each animal.
We're breeding negative starcher, well-built Frisian cows, pasture-based, because we need our cows to be able to walk, to camps and stuff. As I say, here we are. This is our computer system that we use. We use the FEChem system with the ideal actives. Every mating season before we start AIing, we'll score all our cows to see what is the major problems in the herd, and then get the bulls to correct all the problems that we have in the herd. Now this is the FEChem system that we use. This is the page of the cow, and we'll have the lactation page where you can see where the activity of the cow is, and you can see when and when not to AI the cow, if you need to AI it the morning or the afternoon or even the next day.
We run a predominantly pasture-based system. We are currently on about a 266 hectare platform, but we are going to 307 hectares this year. So we've been able to expand in that, and we'll be able to push our numbers up from 1500 plus to 1800 cows in the next 2 years. We grow about 300 hectares of maize silage to supplement the pasture-based system, and that's predominantly fed in the autumn and winter months. We live in quite a harsh environment as far as winters go. We have our temperatures go down to -15. We sometimes get heavy snowfalls, so it's important to have a good fodder bank of feed in those times. And then also, because of the low temperatures, our pastures growth go almost down to zero. So to counteract this, we grow quite a lot of turnips, which we graze through the winter months, and then when those come out, we're on a rotation of turnips, perennial ryegrass for 2 years. On the third year, we oversow that perennial with an annual, and then on the fourth, we go back to turnips. We find this system works well for us, and it maintains enough food on the platform year-round with that maize silage as a supplement. We run, like I said, about 15 to 1500 cows, and there's approximately 1300 followers, ranging from 3 to 4 months to calving heifers. These we run on the veld in the summer months, and some kikuyu camps, which is all dry land. And then obviously in winter we need to supplement with maize silage and concentrates. We also use energy and protein licks for our heifers on veld to maintain the growth. We try and mate our animals at around about 16 months, calving at 2 years. As far as my calving goes, I am very fortunate that my wife is involved in the rearing of calves. She's always been very involved, and I think that's one of the reasons I've been able to grow my business.
Hello, my name's Jean. I look after the calves. The calves stay with their mothers for the first 12 hours, where they're then brought into the shed. I have a strict system where they're fed colostrum for the first 3 days by bottles, so they each get 2 litres in the morning and 2 litres in the afternoon. On the 4th day, they're taken out of the colostrum pens and put into slightly larger pens in groups of 5, where they then get milk morning and evening, 2 litres a day. If the calves are a bit bigger, I tend to give them about 2.5 litres. They have meal and water day and night as well. And during this time, I have a strict vaccination program that I stick to, and they get their vaccines at certain ages when they're meant to be vaccinated. At 2 months old, I dehorn them and wean them, and they then go into larger pens outside, where they are in pens of 20 calves, and they'll stay here until they're 4 months old, where they then move out onto the farm.
They are then put into bigger pens outside, where they will be fed calf ration, 18% calf ration till about 4 to 5 months. From there they go into bigger groups, into kikuyu camps, and ultimately into a group of 200. I like this system because I find a group of 200 animals is big enough to graze camps quickly and move around.
I'm a manager on Springbok Farm, general manager, and my job here is basically all the heifers from after weaning up until calving. We're now currently busy just sorting out all our cows going up to steam ups, and the rest of them obviously then just sorting into the group that's going back to dry cows. Yeah.
Okay, this is our feed pad which we installed 2 years ago. We just found that we were feeding in tyres in the camps, and they were getting really plugged up and making a mess, and there was a lot of wastage. We found our wastage had reduced dramatically since we've installed this feed pad. We feed mostly maize silage on this pad, and we feed it before and after milking. In the winter months, cows will go to turnips in the day, they'll come back at milking time to get silage, and then pasture at night, and then they will finish off the silage in the morning, which they didn't finish. We have found this to be a really efficient system for ourselves. It's easy to feed out, easy to clean, and it's available when you want it. You don't have to go and put tyres and troughs out, you can use it instantly. We feed up to 8 kgs of dry matter of silage in the winter when our pastures are at the lowest. We have also used palm kernel with the maize silage at times when we've been short of silage, but we are trying to produce enough silage so that we've got a whole year's carryover for the future, as I'm sure we are due for a major drought at some stage. I wrap a lot of ryegrass and kikuyu, and the reason for this is I don't like to wait upon the contractors to come when I've got small amounts of surplus grass. So we wrap these to get it off the platform as quick as possible so that the grass can get back to its the best condition. At kikuyu, we have quite a lot of surplus kikuyu in summer, and I find this is useful as a wrapped feed for my heifers in the winter. And then we also grow millet, dry land, and we also do wrap this for a surplus feed for my sort of in-calf heifers. We don't normally use this for our cows as the quality is not quite what we'd wanted. We do also make millet silage, and this is normally on our poorer soils. And this year we've got an extra 45 hectares under pivot, and I planted millet to this. And the reason there was to get it off quickly so I can put it back to perennial ryegrass, where maize would have taken a bit longer to mature. The bales are really easy to feed throughout the winter, and you can allocate 1 or 2 to small groups of animals, where if there was silage you'd have to allocate a big silage wagon. I employ about 40 labourers on this farm, predominantly for the dairy, but we also run a beef operation. We run about 1,000 beef on a neighbouring farm of about 2,000 hectares. The labour force is involved in the milking, the looking after the animals, the feeding, tractor work.
I'm an assistant dairy manager. I grown up in Devon. I study at Zake. I get the opportunity to go overseas. I learn a lot there side, and then I come back to help at the dairy. I'm working for Williamson. My responsibility, I'm doing hoof trimming, injection, irrigation. I'm also helping in pastures as well, also at the dairy for injection. Checking the staff as well, if Guy is not here. I was also involved as in Future Farmer.
We have mostly causes working for us. We do employ a few women who are involved in the calf rearing. We try and supply decent houses with electricity and running water. We also give a bonus at Christmas time. They all have 21 days leave a year. We have also tried to start an incentive program in the dairy where the top milker or top worker will get a hamper once a month. We've found this has become quite popular amongst the milkers.
Guy is one of our top third operators, and his pasture as a percentage of his diet is about 50.6%. We like to see a pasture consumed around a bell-shaped curve of 50, so he's on the money there. His pasture harvest in 2014 was 13.3 tonnes dry matter, and we expect him to exceed 14.5 tonnes this coming year. He uses slightly more than the group average N per hectare at 413 kgs nitrogen against the group average of 380. Guy tends to drive pasture harvest with nitrogen as a lever. His concentrate consumption in 2014 was a relatively high 1.6 tonnes per cow, but in 2015 we're expecting this to drop now that he has a better feed budget to less than 1.5 tonnes. The group average for the Intellect 44 clients last year, for example, was 1.7 tonnes per cow. Guy also has a reasonably good return on assets. He's well above the group average, sitting at about 11.2% return on assets.
We are living our dream. We've done everything we wanted. We've had the opportunity. We've been very fortunate. So we are looking, our future is our children. We have 2 children, Abby age 11 and Jack 9. They are both passionate about the farm. So we intend to keep farming as hard as we can for as long as we can, enjoying every day, and our family is very important to us.